Hello folks, and my name is Larry and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm playing with a project that I've been working on in the past a couple of times, but I never put a YouTube video out there. And I know there's all kinds of ways to make a sawmill blade guide, roller, whatever you want to call it. But when you're on a budget and you've got a real small lathe like I have, that's not 100% accurate as some of the really good high dollar machines, and you're on a budget, you do the best with what you have. Now, let me start off with saying that I welcome any comments, any suggestions. I actually appreciate somebody, posting some comments stating, well, this is what you should or shouldn't do to help everybody out there in the YouTube world. We're not all rocket scientists, we're not all geniuses, but there's some of us that are trying very hard to do some of these things to pass on what little knowledge we have, and maybe everybody can get together and help everybody else out. Most of the stuff you're going to see here is scrap from other projects, except for the bearings and stuff. If I had to buy the bearings, which were something like $6 a piece or $5, something like that online, I actually went in my salvage pile. I found this old piece of shaft. It was 3/4 inch, little rust on it, and I went ahead and haven't determined the length that I need for the sawmill yet. But I do know that I machined this shaft, and I machined this little roller shell, or whatever you want to call it, out of round stock like this right here. I think it's like 2 3/8 or 2 1/2 inch, 2 1/4, somewhere around that. And I machined it down to this size here that would take the bearings inside here, where they'll fit inside it. Now, all three of these bearings will fit inside here. They're a little loose, but I'll make another one to a little tighter, but they'll be fine like it is. And of course, the shaft size fits inside there, as you see there. So then you've got an assembly with the shell on it that is a rolling assembly. Now, if I take this shaft and go this way, I can't go back any further because I've machined inside here a little lip here so that the bearings can only go so far back. So what I've done is I'm going to go in this way, and then I'm going to put a snap ring inside here. Let's see if I can do this without poking a hole in my finger. Oh, let's try it the other way. Or better off yet, let's take the shaft out. Let's put the snap ring in, and then slide it all back together. We're getting there, folks, we're getting there. We're almost there. Make sure it locks down into the little groove that I machined out of it so that it can't come back out. And then you can run your shaft back through there. Now you've got a little rolling assembly that your blade can ride on. Once you've got that done, I also took and drilled a hole in the middle of the shaft where I threaded it. So I put this nut on there, and I've also drilled a hole in there. I'm going to spin this around because that's the way I drill the hole. I'm going to line it up. Once I get it set, then I'll put the pin through there because I know that's how the depth I wanted it set at. Now it can't go either way. It can't come off, and it spins very freely. I actually got it just a little too tight. There we go. Now the next thing I'm up against is I need to find a way to either machine another piece of this and leave the shoulder around the outside of this so that the blade, when it comes back, say this was a blade, when it comes back it won't just ride off. I need to stop that blade as you're going forward into the log when you're on the sawmill when you're running it. I thought about maybe welding a washer on the back side of this, but I think it'd be just as easy for me to take this other plug, I call it, and machine it down, but leave, I'd say 1/4 inch on the back side lip so that the sawmill blade will ride right along there. The bearings that I used, and I'm not being compensated by this company by any form or fashion, are NTY's 6203 2RS Z3 V3s. Like I said, that was something I found very, very inexpensive on the internet, and I use them in this setup. Like I said, this is just the first stage of building the shaft. There should be a shield over here that I'm going to machine for it. I'm going to put a shield back here inside here to keep the stuff from getting inside it, the dust and particles, to knock the bearings out sooner. I've even thought about drilling a hole in here, putting a grease fit in here, and then changing the bearings out to where I can put grease inside it to make the bearings last a lot longer. These are seal bearings, so it wouldn't do me any good at this point in time to drill a hole and tap it and put a grease fitting in here, or greaser. But I think on the next set that I do, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy bearings that where I can grease the end and grease will actually go in there, and then put some kind of seal on this end, and maybe even a seal on that end. I'm not sure yet. Stay tuned for my other videos, and what I'll do is I'll show you what I've changed and the final outcome. We're building this for our sawmill now. We just had a train wreck here not too long ago with the sawmill. We actually run a little bit too hard and did some things we shouldn't have been doing. But the old sawmill was built about a year ago, and I've cut a lot of wood with it. As a matter of fact, the piece you see us demonstrating this little YouTube video on was cut about 6-8 months ago. It's a piece of old cedar that's, I guess, around 24, 25 to 26 inches wide. But again, this is my version and the first steps of my sawmill blade roller guide for my old homemade sawmill. Folks, if we've done any good for you on this video, please hit the subscribe and like button. We struggle here on YouTube. We're not one of these high-tech, high-budget guys that do this for a living, but I think YouTube's also changing some of the rules that you got to have 1,000 subscribers. Well, we're about 300 short to get into monetization on our videos. But man, we sure would appreciate it if y'all would hit the like button and subscribe channel. We'll update you with any progress we might have as soon as we do some changes to this little shaft. And man, post your comments. Like I said, the whole world's out there looking at them. Positive or negative, it helps us all. We appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the second part of this video, and have a great day. Thank you.